What's going on, everybody? This is Mr. Brian from the Diversity Center of Northeast Ohio, and I'm here today to pick up on week 3 of our new program, Connected Through Literature. Now, I know for the last 2 weeks you've been with Miss Becca, but I told her I'd help her out and come through and take her place this week, so here I am. Today's story is kind of a personal one for me, and so I kind of want to jump on into it, but before we begin, I want to give us a little bit of heads up on what we're talking about, all right? So as we go through, today's story is going to be Mixed Meat, written by actor Taye Diggs. Now, it's kind of personal for me because I actually am and grew up, still am to this day, a mixed kid. And what I mean by mixed is that my parents are of different cultures, ethnicities, and races, okay? And so what I mean by that, race and ethnicity, is something that we may hear a lot, but we don't necessarily always understand. So before we jump into the story, kind of want to give us a little bit of background about what we're talking about, okay? So when we talk about race, let me move this over so we can see everything. When we talk about race, what I mean is that I'm asking you or talking to you about how you identify yourself or how others may seem to identify you. So does that mean, are you black, white, Asian, Latinx, or Native American? Okay. Now that's your race. Now, when I talk about what your ethnicity is, slightly different. My ethnicity is talking about who you are and what cultures or beliefs or traditions that you and your family associate with. So if you're black and identify your race as black, are you African American? Are you Ethiopian? Are you Egyptian, Jamaican, Haitian? If you're Asian, are you Filipino, Japanese, Cambodian, Taiwanese? If you are Native American, are you Cherokee, Blackfoot, Sioux, Dakota, Seminole? The list goes on. While race and ethnicity are usually together, they are different. But what we mean by mixed is that your parents, you are a combination of multiple, could be 2, 3, 4. How you choose to identify yourself is always up to you. But you are a combination of some of these races and ethnicities. So you could have a mom who is Irish, could have a dad who is Ethiopian. You could have a mom who is Korean, could have a dad who's a member of the Cherokee tribe. Those mixed races and ethnicities make you who you are. What you believe, how you dress, the food you eat, the religion you practice, the music you listen to, all of those things combined make you who you are. Now, unfortunately, not everybody is as open or as accepting of that. And I know last week with Miss Becca, you talked about self-esteem and being confident in yourself, being who you are. And in this story right now that we're about to get into, we're going to see a young character named Mike who is confident as all what? Self-esteem is through the roof about who he is, even though he's mixed and others may not always agree with him. All right, so just want to give a heads up as we jump in to this story on Mixed Mike. All right, so as we see, Mixed Meat, story by Taye Diggs, and illustrated by Shane W. Evans. Now, interesting story about this book. Taye Diggs himself is African American. His wife is white. His ex-wife is white. And he actually wrote this story for his son as a way to kind of explain to him and give him a story of him being who he is, to be confident, to be expressing of himself no matter what other people may see. As Taye Diggs said, he said, I always grew up around mixed race people, and I always had to deal with the silly comments and ignorant comments that people may have had toward me and my family. And he wrote this story as a way to tell his son, for him to growing up and being confident about who he is, who his parents are, and how he came to be. So it's kind of a personal story for me because, like I said, I'm a mixed kid myself. Like I said, my dad's black. My mom looks white, but she's a mix of a little bit of Native American, black, white, all over. So I got the jumbo gumbo pot of being mixed myself. So some of the stuff that in this story Mike talks about, I've lived and experienced my entire life. And I'm pretty sure that some of you, may be for you or friends of your family or friends that you have who may have gone through this same thing. So let's sit back and enjoy Mixed Meat. Hey, now they call me Mixed Up Mike. My hair is like, wow, super crazy, fresh, cool, man. Yeah. I like to go fast. No one can stop me as the wind comes through my zigzag curly do. Now, take a look at Mike. You see him, hair all curly, kind of fresh, kind of dressing style, flip flops, socks out the pocket. You don't know what he's doing. He might be going swimming later, so you got to bring him just in case. But you see him, confident, smiling, happy, always on the move. What's happening, Captain? My daddy says. Hi, I say. Bye, I say. Now, you see in the picture, Mike's dad, a little bit darker skin complexion than he has. Doesn't matter. Still have the same love for each other as they always would. Quick question for all of you watching. How many of you is this picture remembering or very similar to your own personal life? How many of you have a parent who is darker skinned than you? And if it's not for you, how many of you have friends who have parents who may be a darker skin complexion than you? How do you think that they go through life thinking about the fact that they may not look like one of their parents? Something to think about. All right. Now, see Mike, see Mike's dad. Wonder what his mom looks like. Let's see. Hey, sweet boy, sweet pie, honey boo. My mom cools. She's my one and only, never lonely. Hi, I say. Bye, I say. Now you see the full picture. Mom, dad, and Mike. Smiling, happy. Mom looked like she baked a nice pie, and the dog is out here too. Listen, gotta love the name, Maximilian. How many of you have dogs? Quick question. How many of your dogs look like you and your family? Same color, same complexion. The dog may be different, but it's still part of the family, just like you. So, hey, everybody here is mixed. It's all good. Sometimes when we're together, people stare at whatever. Now, here's the great thing about this. Talking about race and ethnicity can be somewhat uncomfortable, can be somewhat confusing for some people. Mike acknowledges that people sometimes stare. He knows that it's something that happens, but as you can see, he's happy, he's smiling. He doesn't let it bother him. And that's where that idea of self-esteem that Ms. Becca was talking about last week comes into play. Mike knows who he is, has no cares about what other people may think about him, and that's why this is important. Be who you are, always, no matter what is going on around you. Stay confident, stay you, love yourself for who you are, mixed or not. Your mom and dad don't match, they say, and scratch their heads. See, my dad's a deep brown, and my mom's a rich cream honey. And then people see me, and they look at us funny. By show of hands, how many of you have had this happen to you? Or how many of you have seen this happen to a friend of yours? If you have seen it or have had it happen to you, what's some of the things that you may say to people as they look and stare? Or do you even care that they're stopping and staring and looking at you and your family? For some people, this can get pretty annoying real quick. For others, they don't mind it because they realize that no matter what their parents may look like, their parents love them, they have a happy family, and most importantly, they're happy. And that's all that really matters. My mom and dad say I'm a blend of dark and light. We mixed you perfectly and got you just right. Some kids at school want me to choose who I cruise with. Listen, I'm down for fun with everyone. See, there are so many flavors to savor and taste. Why pick only one color or face? Why pick one race? Why pick one race? Now, as you can see, Like I said, you got all different shapes and colors. Now, like I said, if you are a person who is mixed, that means you got different cultures and beliefs in the way you dress. So that means if you have a mom who's Latin or Hispanic, one day you could have rice and beans. But if you got a dad who may be Jamaican, you could have stewed peas and rice. You could have jerk chicken. Or you could have that parent who is Irish. So you got corned beef and cabbage. Could have that parent who is French. Get crepes all the time. Here's the thing. We're talking about why pick one race. There are so much to be within these races, whether the music, the culture, the stories, the histories. All of those combined make you who you are. So being mixed is actually great because you kind of get the best of both, or however many worlds there are. You learn the different languages, the stories, the good, the bad, that all that brings. And so that makes you just that much better, that much greater, because you kind of can pick from everything. You don't just choose one, you got everything. It's like Skittles. You got a little bit of everything. You're tasting the rainbow of everything. As I said, I'm a combo plate. Garden salad, rice and beans, tasting great, but wait. And if they care too much about my hair, too much, that it's not straight enough, I say it's my hair and don't touch. Now, let me ask you this question. How appropriate is it to touch somebody's hair without their permission? Of course, most of you hopefully will say that's inappropriate. But I will tell you that as a mixed race person, there are a number of people out here. You see, I don't have any hair, so I don't have that problem. But there are a lot of people who always want to come up and touch someone's hair. I can't believe, is it yours? Is it a wig? Is it weed? Always want to touch somebody's hair. For the record, it's a big no-no. Don't do it. Ask somebody if they're comfortable with you. But if not, most of them will say no. But it's okay to ask about them, to learn about them. Because like I said, that different hair texture comes from the mixing of the different races, how things play out. Okay? But most often than not, it's not too good to touch somebody's hair. Just a heads up. And if you don't get it, then you don't get it. I'm doing my thing, so don't forget it. I said it. See, I'm a beautiful blend of dark and light. I was mixed up perfectly, and I'm just right. They call me Mixed Up Mike, but that name should be fixed because I'm not mixed up at all. I just happen to be mixed. Mixed me. So what you think? Great story, huh? Now here's the thing, like I said, everybody has a little bit of something that makes them unique. In this case, what made Mike unique is that he's a combination of his mom and dad and the different ethnicities and cultures and races and everything that they bring. Yeah, he got his own fresh style, hair's all over the place, but he's confident and loves who he is and makes no mistake about it and has no cares in the world if people don't like him for who he is. We all have our idea of who we are. Sometimes it is like what people think we are, but often it can be a little different. And so for today, try to make that work. We're going to kind of switch this up and see how you see yourself, because it may be different than what other people may see of you. So for today's activity as a family, I want you to come up with a self-portrait. So here's the thing. I want you, family, friends, mom, dad, grandma, whoever's around with you, draw your own picture, okay? Your own self-portrait, all right? I want you to think about the color of your skin, your eyes, your hair. Is it curly? Is it straight? Do you wear glasses? Do you want to put a hat on? Do you wear a headband? Do anything in the picture that makes you feel special, makes you feel unique, what makes you beautiful, makes you stand out for who you are. Now, here's the thing. Mr. Anthony's not that good of a drawer. So I had somebody a couple months ago do one for me. Now, it ain't colored, but I thought it was a great picture of me. So I kind of wanted to share it. So here's a picture of me and my wife. Okay, now you see it's a little different. Now, you see Mr. Anthony right here on the side. It got my beard, my big forehead, beautiful smile, my eyes. This is me to a T. Okay? If I was a colored in, it'd be a little tan, little caramel color. You know what I'm saying? But it's me. Big smile, big personality. I like to laugh, low on the hair, nice on the beard. But this is me. Now, I want you to draw a picture of you. Show off who you are. If you got freckles, put them in there. Got braces, put them in there. Like to wear a headband, throw that on too. But make you who you are, okay? Showcase what makes you special and unique, because we all are special. We all are individual selves, and that's what makes us great. So keep that in mind as you draw your picture. What makes you stand out and what makes you you. So as we finish up, as always, okay, I want to thank you for joining us today. If you want to get your own copy of Mix Me by Taye Diggs, you can go right there to that link. Have your parents' link. Don't be buying it yourself. Have your parents go and buy the link. It's a great story. Taye Diggs also has another one out there that he wrote before this that's kind of more personal about who he is and what he did as a kid growing up, called Chocolate Me. Similar story, a little different angle. It's about him. And for those of you a little bit older who want to take this a little bit further, there's a great TV show on right now. It's on ABC Network. It's called Mixed-ish, actually. So it goes through the story of a 13-year-old girl in the 1980s who is a mixed girl, whose dad is white, mom is black, and the things that she learns and goes through between her brother, her sister, her family, as she's trying to deal with what it is to be a mixed girl. And so you kind of get similar stories to what Mike went through in his book. But if you like TV, it's a great family show. Sit back and watch it. It's called Mixed-ish on TV. But I thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the story. And maybe, just maybe, we always come to learn and appreciate who we are, not what we are. And be all right being mixed all in together. Take care. And maybe I'll see you for another week of this Connected Through Literature. Have fun, y'all. Bye.